Across the ocean, under the blue sky, the sun is rising, it's climbing so high. I know a place where we can be freer, we will be stronger, so long will we be keeping our hope. Talking about Tikva, talking about my home, talking about Tikva.
This is my homeland, this is my story. I build my future with ancient glory. So take my hand now, we'll be together. The days are brighter, and we'll be dreaming now.
Falafel just got real.
Talking about Tikva, talking about my home, talking about Tikva.
אנו מכריזים בזאת על הקמת מדינה יהודית בארץ ישראל. היא מדינת ישראל.
Talking about Tikva, talking about my home. I know that. Talking about Tikva, Tikva and we be singing now.
T-I-K-V-A, okay, now you got what I'm saying. Tikva, Tikva, come on, we be talking about not giving up, we rising up. Show me mine. It's that sound, can't get me down, not giving up hope, I still got T-I-K-V-A, okay, now you got what I'm saying. Tikva, Tikva, come on, we be talking about not giving up, we rising up. Show me mine, can't get me down, not giving up hope.
I still got hope.
Well, good morning to all of you. Wasn't that fun? Don't you wish you were there? I want to teach you a Hebrew word this morning, tikva. T-I-K-V-A, tikva means hope. Say it with me, tikva. That's right, it's a great Hebrew word to know, especially since just about 3 weeks ago we celebrated the 70th anniversary of the founding of the modern state of Israel. It's a great milestone for the nation of Israel, for the state of Israel. And Israel really has been a beacon of hope in the Middle East and a beacon of hope also throughout the world. It's phenomenal, really, what has taken place in Israel in the last 70 years, despite all the forces against it. Israel's past is being uncovered and revealed as we are learning more and more about Israel's past through excavations. Israel's future is being laid out before it. Israel is a leader in high-tech industry, also in biomedical technology, in water and agricultural technology. As a matter of fact, it's probably a rare day when each one of you in this room doesn't use some bit of Israeli technology. At least every day, or at least every week, you're using something that was developed in Israel. It's phenomenal what's happening there. So Israel is really a place of hope in so many ways. It's a real pleasure to be with you here at the conference at the Western Conservative Summit. I know that I'm among many friends, many supporters of Israel here, and it is good to be among so many friends. You can probably tell from my accent that I am not Israeli. In fact, I'm not even a Jew. I'm an American and I'm a Christian. In fact, I served as a pastor for 25 years in various churches in the United States and have had a love for Israel since I came to Christ at the age of 15. And it was my privilege as a pastor to take my churches on trips to Israel. and to expose Israel to them for the very first time for most of them. It was a life-changing experience for every single person who went on those adventures with us. I've never met anyone who has been to Israel who hasn't been changed in some way by the experience. It's been my honor and privilege for the past 2.5 years to represent the state of Israel throughout the United States, making the case to the Christian community and the broader faith-based community, and also to the travel industry for the importance of traveling to Israel. I consider Israel the most important destination on earth to visit. Why? Israel is not just a travel destination, but Israel is at the very center of a divine drama that is taking place in the earth. That is why for all of our lifetimes and long before then, Israel has been a place both of conflict and a place of wonder. There's probably not one of you in this room here this morning who has not heard or probably knows very much the details of stories that have come out of Israel's history, out of its ancient literature, out of its history book. Those stories have been told around the world for generations. They have changed lives, they have inspired nations, they have brought hope to millions of people throughout history. And that story continues today. And that is why it is a life-changing experience to visit Israel today. It's as if you yourself, when you visit Israel, step into Israel's story. You become part of the story of the ages when you're there. You feel the weight of history when you are there walking in the land, going to the ancient places, opening the text of the scripture, reading what took place on that site. It'll change your life. I'm firmly convinced that every Christian, every Jew, every person, regardless of their creeds and confessions, whether religious or non-religious, needs to visit Israel, especially when travel to Israel is safe, it is easy, and relatively inexpensive. You should by all means get there, if at all possible. Let me give you 4 quick reasons why you need to visit Israel. First, to expand and broaden your understanding. There's nothing more volatile than ignorance. Surely much of the conflict in the world and much of the conflict in the Middle East is due to a failure to understand genuine history, to understand great movements, to understand the redemptive plan of God, to understand roles and purposes, walking the length and the breadth of Israel, having the land itself imprinted upon your mind. Seeing it for yourself will do more for you in understanding Israel's role in the world and its importance in the world and importance, even present-day importance and future importance to the redemptive plan of God. That is life-changing. Second, to defend freedom. The theme of this conference, Fortifying Freedom, happens not just within the borders of this country, but it extends throughout the world. We have an amazing friend in the Middle East. Israel is the one true democracy in the Middle East. As Americans who live in a democratic republic, we already have an automatic friendship. We already have an automatic affinity to Israel. And even though we have maybe never been there, you still love it. You still want to know about it. You still know it's important to support Israel. When you stand in Israel, you support and defend freedom for Israel and Israel's right to exist. We often like to say in our office that the best way to stand with Israel is to stand in Israel. And I think that is something that is absolutely true. You can read books, you can study maps, you can do all you can from this end to try to understand Israel, but you don't really grasp it until you're standing in the land, walking it, picking up its dust and its rocks, understanding ages and ages of history that went on there. It's fascinating. Do you realize nearly every ancient empire in history marched through the land of Israel. It is strategically located at a very strategic place on the earth, the crossroads of the world, and every ancient empire marched through there and left its mark. And so to go there and to see what happened and to see all the history and understand the history is fascinating. You need to see it. You need to stand in it. You need to make a statement of your love and your support for Israel by being in Israel. Spend time there and spend your money there. The third reason is to promote peace. There's no better way to get to know Israelis than to visit them. And you should know that Israelis are not a monolithic group of people. Israel is multi-ethnic. It is multinational. There are Jews from all over the world. There are Arabs, Christian and Muslim. There are Druze, Bedouins, Palestinians. Multiple languages are spoken in Israel. I think next to Hebrew, Russian is actually the most spoken language in Israel. Even though most Israelis, almost all of them, probably 95% of them, speak English. So it makes it easy for you to go and to connect with them on a personal level, to share your story, to hear their stories. The point is, interacting with diverse people, getting to know them, understanding their stories, and understanding the cooperation that is actually going on in Israel among all these groups is the best way to promote peace. Don't travel in fear. Actually, go with hands of compassion. Go with interest in the people that are there, and love for the people of the land. Stop listening to the unending cycles of news cycles that go on, which get you all worked up, and go see for yourself. See how safe, see how free, see how wonderful it really is. Go and be a part of the solution. One of my favorite descriptions of Jerusalem in the writings of the Hebrew text is Kiryat Melech Rav, which means the city of the great king. It's a fascinating statement, and it has a sense of looking forward to a time when the great king is seated on the throne and peace reigns. Elsewhere in the Hebrew text in the prophets, that same king is referred to as Sar Shalom, Prince of Peace. He is the one who brings peace. Israel is presently a very peaceful place to visit. Right now, today, there are 350,000 visitors from all over the world in Israel, and they are experiencing and traveling throughout the land, the length and the breadth, very peacefully and enjoying and learning. So don't be afraid to go, but be a part of bringing peace. Visit Israel. It is a peaceful place, and peace is its ultimate destiny. Last, and I think maybe most importantly, reason to go to Israel is to deepen your faith. I can think of no better activity to engage in terms of deepening faith, deepening and expanding your understanding of the Scriptures, and inciting a passion for the God of Israel and His redemptive plan than visiting, seeing, and studying Israel. Some have called Israel the fifth gospel because it itself preaches. Others say that visiting Israel, even for a week, is like taking an intensive seminary course. When you open the text of the Bible and study the passage on the very site where it took place, it is as if you become a part of the story. You interact with the Bible in a very personal and intimate way that can be experienced in no other place on earth. Your spiritual life will be forever changed. And God appears to delight to meet in a very special way with His people, Ba'aretz, in the land. And so, I want to invite you to come to Israel. I want to invite you to experience it. And I would love to continue the conversation with you. We have an exhibit booth across the hall, and I would love to engage you in conversation, answer questions that you have about Israel and to understand how easy it is to get there. We also have tomorrow a seminar we'd love for you to come to as well, where we will look into some of these issues that we've discussed more deeply. So we invite you to come to Israel. We invite you to experience as much as 4,000 years of history that have had a very significant impact, not just in Israel and the Middle East, but throughout the world, and also, I know, at the very depth, the very core of your lives. So Toda Rabba, thank you so much, and Shalom.